All right, YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. October 22nd, Sunday. We got the ALCS game number 6 to jump into in today's video between the Houston Astros and the Texas Rangers here. Houston up now 3-2 in this series, which isn't exactly where we saw this series going after 2 games. Houston was down 2-0 after 2. Now they're up 3-0 with a win a couple days ago, 5-4 over Texas. On the mound for Houston today is going to be Framber Valdez. Had a lot of strikeouts last outing and his last few outings, but only pitched 2 2/3 against Texas back on the 16th. So his last start in the playoffs, going up against Nathan Eovaldi, who has been pretty nails. Now he also pitched that same day against Framber Valdez, led up 3 earned runs through 6 innings, pitched with 9 strikeouts there. I do have a pick on a side in this game, and I also have 3 player props. Yes, 3 player props that I want to jump into for today's games, guys. We'll put them in the pinned comment, but all these plays are going to be final to begin with. We are still on vacation, obviously. Hopefully the setup, the sound, the mic, the video, everything looks and sounds okay. But yeah, some of the videos are a little bit more simplistic when we are on vacation here. But nonetheless, guys, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button as well. Let me know what you guys are rolling with in the comments. Let's go ahead and jump into the side pick that I have in this game. It was kind of hard to land on this, and I'll be completely honest, I don't know if the numbers totally gave me the justification that I need, but I'm thinking that Houston closes it out. It's just a momentum play. They're at home here. They've won 3 straight. They took all 3 in Texas. The thing that worries me, actually there's 3 things that worry me here, which is a decent amount of worry, so feel free to fade me. We're in the fadecation crushed can button up, but feel free to fade me. I think that there are a few things that, if you're on the Texas side of things, makes total sense. So I'll start with the bad, and then I'll talk about the good for Houston, okay? But the bad, Nathan Eovaldi, I trust that guy with my life. He's a nails pitcher. Second, Texas won all of the games, and Houston all 2 of them this series. And then also, Texas bats really well against lefties, and Framber Valdez is pitching from the left-handed side. Now, we'll turn to the good, I guess. It's time to do that, the good for Houston, because that is our pick, right? Houston on the money line. This is a guy that, prior to that start, Framber Valdez I'm talking about, prior to the start in the playoffs, actually pitched 7 innings, 1 earned run against this Texas team, 14 pitches per inning in that game. And this is a Houston offense that, though they, I wouldn't say that they compete with how Texas has been batting lefties, this is still an offense that has been batting really well as of late, scoring runs when they need to, averaging 5.2 runs per 9, 329 on base percentage, 1.5 extra hits, 1.4 home runs per game. This is over their last the last season, actually, not the last 5. The last 5, it does get even better. Almost averaging 2 home runs per game, almost 2 extra bases, 5.4 runs per 9. So this is an offense that, once they get hot, and this is 8, 10, and 5 runs that Texas has scored, Houston has scored in their last 3 games. They're starting to get hot. They're starting to feel a little bit, more comfortable at the plate. Regardless of who the pitcher is, I do think that this is a spot in which the offense can kind of take them to the promised land here. So like I said, there is total justification, and this series has had our number, right? I think out of the 3 games, we're now 2 and 3. So this series has had our number altogether. Actually 2 and 4 because we took the under in 1 game, which they scored over. So definitely not the brainiac in the building here when talking about this series. It just has not worked out. But I do think that Houston's got the momentum on their side right now. I trust that offense. Eovaldi, yes, he's a great pitcher. If they get to him even in the least, they're gonna take him out, they're gonna throw the kitchen sink at him because they have to, right, when they go home. So give me Houston on the money line. I like that they're home, even though Texas did win those last 2 games. You can get that for -125 out there right now. Best book, -124, over on FanDuel there as your best bet. In terms of the books we're looking at, in terms of the main 4, -125 on BetMGM, Caesars, as well as DraftKings. So a cent of value over there getting it on FanDuel. Now, we talked about Nate Eovaldi. Let's get into the player props here because we do have 3 of them. We'll start with the first one here. I talked about Nate Eovaldi. I like his over 4.5 strikeouts. Now you're probably thinking, why would you do that? I just said he has a short leash and all that. He is still a gamer, so he can get 4.5 strikeouts like that, and we're kind of hoping that is the case. This is a Houston team that, doesn't strike out all that much, but against the splitter, which is Eovaldi's second pitch, he throws it 30% of the time. all of their K rates jump extremely high. You have Jose Altuve strikes out 60% of the time against that pitch. Abreu 50% of the time. Maldonado 83% of the time. Pena 56% of the time. Plenty of guys out here, again, their K rate jumps from what it normally is. Jose Altuve, for example, 17.3 K rate, right? A splitter gets thrown his way 60%. So this is a great pitch that he has in his back pocket. Even Yordo Alvarez here, jumps up to 30%. So I like the fact that his number 2 pitch that he's going to throw plenty is a strikeout pitch. The fastball, I wouldn't say that it's necessarily a strikeout pitch for him today against this Houston team, but I like the fact that he can mix it up in one of the worst pitches that this Astros righty lineup hits here. And I'll also say Eovaldi has hit this in 5 straight games. Now he's been pitching 6+ innings. I don't know if we're going to get that from him today, just because, like I said, this is risky due to the fact that he is going to be on a short leash. Like, if he lets up a bunch of hits or a couple runs in the first 2 innings, it would serve the Astros or serve the Rangers, nothing really good to keep him in the game. Like, they got to throw the kitchen sink at the Astros today if they want a chance to keep this thing going. But I still like 4.5. I think that he's got that pitch. If that pitch isn't working for him today, then you know what? We'll be wearing an L on our forehead. Second player prop, we're actually looking at the opposing pitcher, and I like the exact same line. But by the way, that Eovaldi line was 4.5 here at +105 over on BetMGM and DraftKings. Then it's -102 on FanDuel, -104 on Caesars. So you can get some plus money on DraftKings or BetMGM. So +105 there. But like I said, we're looking at the next pitcher as well. Framber Valdez over 4.5 strikeouts. Really, really similar sort of take on this one. I'll get to that in just a second. But this is a Texas lineup that strikes out a lot against left-handed pitchers. Now, they crush left-handed pitchers when it comes to plenty of stats, right? Home runs, blah, blah, blah. Like, this is a really good, as of late, team that bats against lefties. They hadn't really been like that all that much on the season. They were a top 10 batting, team against lefties on the season. But in their last 30 games here, which is a decent chunk of sample size there, they were the 5th worst team when it comes to K rate against left-handed pitchers, and we saw that against Framber Valdez in his last start. He only pitched 2 2/3, and he struck out 6 batters here. He's done this in 9 of his last 10 games in every playoff game thus far. I like his spot here today, and like I said, similar to what I was talking about with the Eovaldi second pitch. So his first pitch, Valdez's first pitch, is the sinker. He throws that 50% of the time. He's filthy at it. This is a Texas team that's going to be able to capitalize on that. But if he can turn to his curveball, which he throws 1/4 of the time, 24.3%, he will be able to strike out this Texas lineup like he did in his first start against them easily. Or this is a team that struggles big time against lefty curveballs, just in curveballs in general, to be completely honest. So give me both pitchers over 4.5 strikeouts for completely different reasons and also similar reasons at the same time. Eovaldi, I'm scared that he's going to have a short leash, but Valdez, could technically blow up. We saw him do it in the game that he pitched in this series already, but he still hit his strikeout line. So I think at least one of these guys hits, which sets us up in a decent spot to potentially go 2 for 3 in player props, because we're looking at Yordan Alvarez over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Do I need to say much about this guy? He's done it in 9 of his last 10 games. He's absolutely been crushing. He's only missed it once in this series. And he's been averaging, even with a 0 on the board, he's been averaging 1.6 hits, 1.2 runs, and 1.3 RBIs through this 10-game stretch, which is absolutely crazy. You add that up really quickly. I'll try and do it. That is 4.3, if I have that right. Maybe 4.1 hits, runs, and RBIs averaging over this stretch. Going up against Eovaldi, he doesn't bat, I would say, righties as well as he does lefties, but going up against Eovaldi, he has 7 at-bats here, 714 batting average, 3 RBIs, 1 home run, a 1952 OPS, and only an 11.1 K percentage. So we're kind of splitting hairs here, because now I don't want Alvarez to be one of those strikeouts for Eovaldi, but if it does happen, I guess it's like a double-edged sword here. It's going to hurt his hits, runs, and RBI line, help us on the Eovaldi side of things, but if he goes deep, it's going to hurt the Eovaldi line. It is what it is. We're a crazy person over here, but I like Yordan Alvarez to continue doing what he's doing. That guy, if he hasn't impressed you through the playoffs, then you are a crazy person, or you're watching the games like this, because he has been absolutely stellar. But those are the 4 picks for today's video. Figured because this could be the last game of the series, I want to throw out some player props and do a little bit more in the video. So a little bit longer today. Yes, we grinded on vacation. We hop out of bed, do the research, turn on the light, turn on the mic, get ready to go. No drinks yet at the all-inclusive. Still very early. Maybe. You'll never know. But yeah, give me those 4 picks today, guys. Again, Astros on the money line. Do I love it? No, but I do like it. I think they have the momentum. Valdez as well as Evaldi strikeouts over 4.5, and then Jordan Alvarez. Alvarez, Evaldi, and Valdez. It's kind of like I mixed all their names together. It's time for me to close up shop, but I like Alvarez over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. I also don't hate his bases prop, but I'm going to be safe for the hits, runs, and RBIs, I think. But guys, I'll catch you guys in the next one, all right? Keep an eye on that pinned comment. I'll put all 4 of these plays with the odds down there right after this post so you can see it. And yeah, what more to say? We're rambling at this point. Catch you guys in the next one, all right? Peace out.